Today we are reading from the 8th chapter, verse number 5 and 6. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshaya. Translation. And whoever at the time of death quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. And the 6th verse is, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti konteya sada tadbhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So the 8th chapter is a very interesting chapter because it's talking about death and what happens after we die, we leave our body. Modern science doesn't know or doesn't accept that anything exists after we die. But there are many instances where people have had near-death experiences, or they remember their past lives, and they describe a different realm, a spiritual realm, where there is no pain, there is no anxiety, it's very peaceful, very calm. Some people see very bright lights when they die. They see a very bright light, and sometimes they come back to life and they can narrate, they can tell their experiences. Some people, they remember visiting some place where there are a lot of people waiting, and they're informed that their turn hasn't come yet and they still have some time more, and then they are sent back to live their life. So this is in our Vedic scriptures, it's already told from before that there is afterlife. We are the spirit soul. We never die, but we simply change bodies according to our desires and according to our actions, what we deserve. So these two verses, Lord Krishna very clearly is saying that what determines our next life, what determines our next body, it is what we are attached to. It is what we have a deep desire for. So, in the 6th verse, Lord Krishna is saying, whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body. So, the last thing that we remember before we die is our strongest attachments. And Lord Krishna says, he will attain without fail. That means, Lord Krishna, he provides. He provides to fulfill our desires. It is simply out of love. He loves all of us as his children, as part and parcels of himself. So he provides that. He provides material nature to give us such a body, and then he also enters each body with all of us. He is sitting as the Paramatma, as the super soul. And from him comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So Lord Krishna, in his Paramatma expansion, he prompts this living entity that you wanted to enjoy in such a way. Now there's the opportunity. Enjoy like this. And that is what some people may say, oh, the Lord is forcing us to enjoy. No, the Lord knew our desire and he is reminding us that you wanted to enjoy like this. So here is an opportunity to fulfill that. And at the same time, Lord Krishna is saying that, but if somebody remembers him at the time of death, then for sure he will attain Lord Krishna's spiritual kingdom. At once attains my nature. At once he will attain the spiritual nature, never to take birth again, never to die, never to suffer again. So these two verses are very important, and this is understood only in the human form of life. This is the human mission. In all species of life, there is bodily enjoyment, there is family, there is emotions, and there is a struggle for existence. It's existing in all forms of life species. But specifically, the human form of life is meant to understand this knowledge, that we are the soul, we are not the body. And there is a way to get out of our miseries. There is a way to stop this cycle of birth and death. Many times we hear people experience that just before they die, they see a flash. Their whole life flashes back. Their whole life flashed back before their eyes, just within a few seconds. So this is very significant. Many people have accounted to this, that their whole life has flashed back. So what we can learn is, if we live a devotional life, if we live a life filled with Krishna consciousness, following Lord Krishna's instructions, always remembering him, and engaging in his service, like deity worship, hearing his glories, chanting his holy names, associating with devotees, and things related to Krishna consciousness. So we have a very good chance at the time of our death, our whole life will flash back in front of us. And what will flash back? All these devotional activities will flash back. And there's a very good chance that we will remember one of those devotional activities. And by doing that, we will remember Krishna. And as guaranteed, we go back to home, back to Godhead. So that's why we shouldn't wait till the end of life to practice Krishna consciousness. Rather, we should start as soon as possible, right now, by chanting the holy names, chanting Hare Krishna mantra every day for at least 15 minutes, half an hour, and gradually come to a stage where we can chant at least for 2 hours every day. It's called japa, chanting the holy names of the Lord. And we should read the books. What Lord Krishna, the knowledge Lord Krishna has given is impeccable. There is no fault. For millions of years, this knowledge has existed. Lord Krishna says that many millions of years ago, he has given the same knowledge to the sun god, Vivashwan, who then passed it on to Ikshvaku, who then passed it on to Manu. In this way, the disciplic succession was broken, and then Lord Krishna again came to give this knowledge to Arjuna in its pure form. So nothing has changed. Not a single verse has been changed. This is perfect knowledge, complete knowledge. And so we should read, we should try to understand, use our logic, use our intelligence, and definitely we'll find that it's true. The whole 8th chapter is dealing with this very forbidden topic about death, but it is formidable also. Nobody can escape it. We all have to face it. So instead of cowarding out or, instead of hiding it, why not research it? Why not realize what it's all about? So the 8th chapter is very eye-opening, where Lord Krishna is talking about passing on. So how to do it properly, how to prepare for death, and how to prepare to never again come back to this material world is nicely described in the 8th chapter.